All right, so this is going to be class 2. This is for if you have class 2 on Wednesday, which is the 25th, which is a white day, or Thursday the 26th, which is a red day. This would be for class 2. And I kind of want to just kind of show you some things that you've already done in class in the sense of what's happening. If you already done the whole class 1 with Mrs. Oath, this will also make sense. But just a refresher as to what you have already completed. I'm going to show you that on my screen here in a second when it pops up. So what you have done in your notebook for the last 2 weeks that we had, so I'm just going to show you really quickly. You guys did this green writing a brainstorm quick write thing, and so that had different examples on your topic that you had in order to have an informational piece about your topic, an argument piece about your topic, and then also on the back you have the narrative component for your topic. So that's essentially what you're going to be doing with this one. So this was from the last one that you did, the brain topic. But what we're going to do here for this one, this is your new one, and we're going to have you do another one. It's a yellow one. It's exactly the same sheet of paper. So if you already did class 1 with Mrs. Othat, you've already done this. But it looks like this, the genre writing, brainstorming, and quick writes. And in order for you to get to that, for the online portion, you're going to click on this Assigned to Me in the Reading and Writing Schoology course. When you click on that, you're going to find the one that says Only If Told, Brainstorm, and Quick Write. You're going to click on that. Maybe it's going to open. It's really slow. Sorry. Okay. And then what you're going to do with that, it's going to open up, look like this. And you're going to need to make sure that you brainstorm. At this point, you should have already done this with Mrs. Othat. She's on this as well. But you should have already done this with Mrs. Othat. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and actually make a copy of this so you're not watching what she's doing. So you can see it through what I'm doing for today. All right. So what I would like for you to do when you have this is you're going to go down to the narrative section, and you're going to brainstorm what you could do with your topic that you are currently working on. So if you need to pull up your Padlet and remind yourself as to what you have done on that second topic, you can do that. But with brainstorm, what you're going to make sure that you have for a narrative is that it should be a story. There should be some sort of character in it. There should be a conflict, maybe. There should be emotion in this. And so I want you to kind of have that in there, but then think about who is the character. So a lot of you have different types of topics, and so maybe you are the character dealing with your topic. Maybe your topic is a person, and that person is the character. I can give you a couple examples as of what I did in a different class. There was one that we were talking about. My topic was football, and so my narrative part was me going to my first Chiefs game. So I had that story line there, okay? And I was the character. I was excited, but I was also confused because there were so many people there, that kind of thing, okay? There was another one that I talked about is a Disney cruise because I'm in the middle of doing that. I was also the character for that one. Another one, the first one I actually talked about was I read this article about pigeons and how I forget where it was actually in like a downtown area, there were so many pigeons, and pigeons poop a lot, that there was so much poop that like things were caving in. It was getting really dirty and that kind of stuff. And so they had to relocate pigeons. And so my story became the character was a pigeon. The conflict was that they were being evicted from their home. And they were really sad about that. Okay, so my character was the pigeon. But I'm going to use that information that I learned within my research to build that narrative. So again, narrative, it could be fictional. It could be, a lot of different things. It could be a personal experience in that realm as well. So I just want you to make sure that your thing, it's a story. You should have a character. You should have conflict. You should have emotion. So have those things in there. Okay. So if you need to do your brainstorm like that in the sense of who is my character, what's the conflict, what's the emotion, you can push it out there. So like I'll show you this one that I ended up doing, and I'm going to show you two on my screen because this is easier for me right now. So what I ended up doing for my brainstorm, I did character was me, Conflict, too loud, too many people. Emotion, I didn't really quite get that done at the time, but this is me going the first Chiefs game. So then what I ended up doing for 2 minutes, I set the timer for 2 minutes and I wrote using the information that was here. So that's kind of what you're going to be doing as well. Yours is just a digital version. So you're going to make sure to have, all right, character, and then you're going to put down who your character is. Maybe it's their name, maybe it's a person, whoever it is, maybe you have to make up a character name. Okay, so you're going to do that. Then you're going to tell me what the conflict is, because conflict is part of the plot. And in order to have a story, like to tell a story, you need to have a plot. And then if you want to put like emotion in there, you can also do that. And then after you're done filling out that brainstorm, I want you to set a timer for 2 minutes. And during that 2 minutes, I want you to type a narrative and kind of think through, like, how are you going to start the narrative? How are you going to create that lead? What are you going to, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just going to start typing. So again, I'll show you my example that I did in class. It looks like this. I said my first Chiefs game, fans, so many fans, not sure what to do when there are so many people around me. Noise, so very loud everywhere. I can't escape the noise. I ended up taking earplugs and used them the entire game. I was in the stadium. My husband didn't understand why I was wearing them. I could still hear everything perfectly well. Okay, so it doesn't have to be great, but I want you to type for 2 minutes. Get that quick write about narrative, because what we're wanting you to see, because at this point you should have informational argument, and then this one is your third one. You should be able to see how you can take that one topic and transform it into an informational piece, an argument piece, and a narrative piece. Okay? All right. So go ahead and pause this. I want you to set a timer for 2 minutes, and you're going to type for 2 minutes. All right, so at this point, you should have your brainstorm done. You should have your quick write done as well. And then what I'm going to have you do in this bottom section here, you may have already done some of this with Mrs. Othat, but in this bottom section, I want you to brainstorm on here in the sense of thinking about the 3 things that you've tried so far. Which one do you like the best? Which one was the hardest for you? Because what you're going to have to do starting next class and next week is you're going to have to create something to present the information that you have found on your topic. Okay, so that means that you need to kind of decide, if I have to present this information and give it to Mrs. Othat, Mrs. Dingman, what am I going to do in order to get that done? Am I going to do an informational piece? Am I going to do an argument piece? Am I going to do a narrative piece? So maybe just start there. Maybe you're like, which one do I like the best? I like argument the best. So maybe you're going to write argument. And then maybe next to that, you're going to write down the claim of whatever you're going to argue. But then after that, I want you to also think, well, what could I do for my project? If I had to present it, if I had to have something to turn in, what would I turn in to present that information? So maybe you're sitting there going, I want to do a Canva, which would be like a 1-pager. I want to do a video. I want to do slides. I want to do what is it called? Infographic. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you just to brainstorm really quickly, in the sense of like, what are you thinking? If you had to take this information, the notes that you've taken on your topic, what would you create to give people that information? Okay, so I want you to brainstorm in that section. Again, you may have already done this with Mrs. Othat. I don't know if you did or not. So if you did, awesome. You can add to it if you're thinking through more things. But I want you to brainstorm on there for me. Okay? All right, when we get back to school, we'll have you print this. But I do want you to email me when this is done, just so I can know that you did it. And then outside of that, really all you need to do for me today is I'm going to give you about 25 minutes in class to continue that research process, in the sense of finding videos, finding websites for whatever your new topic is. And then since you don't have your notebook at home, I do want you to take extra research notes on a sheet of paper, so that way when you get back to class, we can put that in your notebook, so that we have different facts and information that you will eventually include within whatever you decide to do to present your information. Okay? All right, that's all I really have for you. But make sure you do email me once you get your brainstorming done and your quick write done, so that way I can take a look at it and also look at your brainstorming for what you think your project could be. Okay?